again, this is the third play in our Spanish concept. A lot of people call this play. The reason we didn't call this Spanish is when I got this play back in the mid-90s from Mike Riley and Mike Sampson. They were at USC. They called it China. So I called it China from then, and then pretty much now this has become the name for Spanish concept. So in our thing, we didn't have a name for the bait the quarterback, and then right when he turns to throw, they'll turn and run full speed and undercut the corner route. And so what we want to do with the corners, we want the quarterback to read the corner, see what he's doing. And if he's doing anything where he's not directly covering this, we're going to throw this every time. We're going to make this corner come up and jump and see if he can land the top. The high-low read, we're getting this time where we got a squat corner, man-to-man cover, something where we know that he's going to cover this route. Then this inside slot is with on the coverage of the safety. So maybe sometimes I can cover two. He's over here. Slide and keep him tight on the hash, and then space put this place for is to stop cover two. This type of look, and this is pretty much standard read type stuff for all of college and the NFL. These are the options in China. In some ways, defense coverage is the way the defense covers them and how we combat them. If we get a weak side linebacker, for whatever reason, maybe we're on the short side of the field or he flies to the route right now, and they have a flat coverage first. These are some of the ways that we can take care of them flying out. First we call X slide, which basically is a square in, and X, knowing that this is going to happen, is just going to run, and he steps back, X is going to slide in and try to get this area behind the wheel back. So that would be the first way we can combat the wheel back and get the outside on the flat. We can run a whip route with the X. We can run right at the wheel, make him stop, kind of like a snag route or a scat route, and he will stop and then run away from him. And then this will stop his flying out there because he's getting to the point where he's covering the X, and then we're running away from him. The quarterback's throwing the ball away from him. We can run double stop. If this guy wants to fly, we can run the double stop. And then the inside guy just turns and sits in the void area, and the quarterback reads him, looks here, and then throws back to that. If we get a corner who wants to jump the stop route, comes up and he's in their face, and we've got a safety over playing, maybe a wheelbacker chasing there. Some of the ways we can take care of that is stop and go, which is a great home run type play. We've run it a couple ways where he's actually ran, come back, even numbers, quarterback turn and ran. What we got a lot on that though is that we would get some type of bump from the corner here, and he would kind of almost like hit him and run into him, and because the ball was in the air, it's not a pass interference. And so what we kind of came up with is he runs his route, and when he gets to 6, he turns his head and torso back at the quarterback, but his feet are still going forward, because all we want to do is get him to stop and maybe take a step forward as we run by him on the fade. So it's almost a fade route with some type of choppy feet, head turn, some type of look, something to get the corner to be influenced that, hey, we're running a stop route, just get him to stop. And a lot of times, just the hesitation or coming to a complete stop by him trying to break and come forward to get us up on the stop and go. And you notice good at Eien, he's going to run some type of post route. He's just trying to cover inside. If you got a hard corner, man-to-man type stuff, one of the things we can come back to is China slide. And then we're still sliding just like we were against when Will was jumping in. We're just going to beat the corner, hit him, and then come back inside. You got a free safety who's jumping the corner route, kind of in a cover 2, maybe overplaying the top, just like we've done on the other things. We're come right back to each post and make our move. Let the free safety overshift to the outside of the hash, looking to cover the numbers, and then we'll come back across the field. Variations we have up in this play, we can run China, where we switch the receivers. We move X in tight, let him play there, and put H out there, and we pretty much have the same play, same read, everything, different receivers. Some other ways we get to it is we motion, we line up tight like we're running the flag, we motion him out there, and maybe in this motion type thing we get the corner in the wrong spot. Maybe he runs out here and automatically, because they're trading, or maybe the corner stays and the will backer stays and nobody covers him at all. So just some running the same play, get some when we that, he'll come and sit in this area, and then run to the flat. So what we've got here is almost a two-man snag type play, and but it still has the same high-low concept, smash concept that we have in already. X stop. You can run out of tricks. Make it a one-man route. You have X stop. Of all the plays on a base against just one defender. Y China can run it to the right side. Now we can spread Y out, and now we have China to the other receivers on the other side. Move Z out, same thing. Have the same play to different people on the other side. Motion him out, same thing like we did with the H, and then definitely go out of quads and run it to both sides, and then the quarterback has two look. And whatever corner looks like they were weakness, and then go to that side. Someone named Bruce Eien?